So basically want to start this live off by saying December the 3rd, 2022, Saturday. And shout out to my group Fatherhood Powers and Empowering Fathers program here in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County. I live in Mecklenburg County. I came from a city called Statesville, which is in Iredell County. And the purpose of me making this video is just to see the collective thoughts of other people or peers around me. So that being said, without any further ado, if you have took the time to read the taglines, if you took the time to read what this post is about, so let's get to it. So here in North Carolina, we all understand that we're not subjected to not be like the other states, I would say. Now, we all heard about the child support system, how it's up and down, it's them versus us, this, that, and the third. But let me just propose a question. What if this was your loved one? What if this was somebody that you knew? And you know this person is not who the custodial parent, whether it's the mother or the father, is saying that the non-custodial parent is. So what do you feel like, or what do you think this has driven from? So let's do some simple basic math. Like, let's use, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Before you can work any mathematical equations, you have to do what's inside the parentheses first. Okay? Inside the parentheses, there are two individuals. There's a mother and the father. And outside the parentheses is the child. Before we can fix what's going on with the child, has to be fixed with the mother and the father. Well, the mother put the father on child support, or they're in custody court because they have concerns. So we need to fix that part first. Then comes the child. The child is easy. Both of y'all just split stuff down the middle. Simple as that. Easier said than done. The court system, whether it's a man judge or a woman judge, they're supposed to be the neutral person in these conversations. Supposed to. The judge is only here to hear the atrocities or the negativities of the non-custodial parent, or the person that is there. They don't know the mother from a can of spray paint. They don't know the father from a can of spray paint. But you're now sitting in court, or your loved one is sitting in court with all this stuff stacked up against them. And the only thing is they talk about the negative things. They're not talking about the positive things that the father or the mother does. They're only talking about the negative things. So the judge has to make a decision based off the negative things. If we was to look at the whole story, majority of the time, it's never, ever is how it's being told. So that puts the judge in an uncompromising position, and then they have to operate under what you call a state law of general statutes. So if a person is doing things outside the general statutes, and also if things are not being documented the correct way, or there has not been enough documents presented to the judge for the judge to make a real accurate decision, how is the judge making an accurate decision? So, like I said, I proposed a question. How would you feel that if this situation happened to one of your loved ones? How do you rectify it? How do you go about making it better? How do you go about making that person whole? Because let's think about, like I said, math, basic mathematics. We all always are taught that 1 times 0 is 0. But how can it be 0 if there was a 1 involved? What happened to that 1? How did that 1 become 0? That's like a energy can never be destroyed. It can be displaced. It can be reimbursed, but it never gets destroyed is what they teach you. So how does something times nothing becomes nothing? Just simple stuff that oppose a theory of Just simple physics, simple equations. But we allow a system to dictate, narrate a whole situation that never is or never was. Then you have the custodial parent saying all these things about the non-custodial parent, which is not true. Then how do you explain in certain situations when you have evidence supports your claim, you have motions that can support your claim, physical and audio claims? What do you do? How do we fix this? And I'm only 5.5 minutes into this video, and I could tell you if a person or individuals are listening to this video correctly, they're going to say this happens a lot more than others, and he is really hitting the nail on the head. But bills come every 30 days, correct? Life still goes on, correct? When one stops, does life around them stop? No, it doesn't. So just as the mother is faced with trials and tribulations through their days, the father is too. So why is it fair for a person that never seen the individual, never heard of the individual, and to then cast a judgment based off facts from another party that doesn't have any factual facts? It's just hearsay. Beyond a reasonable doubt means whatever you say or do, it is very distinctive that this person deliberately did this. Deliberately, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, a reason of speculation is you did shit, as we would say in society, it's suspect. Like, it's suspicious. It doesn't seem right, but it just doesn't even seem like it could be wrong. But it has a suspicious thought that you're doing something other than what you say you're doing. Now, you got fathers out here that wants to be in their children's life, but the mother is always talking negative about the father or this, that, and the third. Believe it or not, there are more men out here that wants to take care of their kid, they want to do things for their kid. But the mother doesn't allow it. My only question is basing off what is done to the father when they are doing the correct things, not when they're doing the wrong things, only when they're doing the correct things. So I propose a question. I just want to hear random people just give their opinion in a positive light. All the negativity shit, that's not what we're here for. We're here for only positive answers and positive opinions. We understand that there's negativity. There's plenty. You look on today's social media platforms or TV, there's a bunch of negativity to last you light years. We're only looking for the positivity. It's the only thing I'm seeking, and other people like me that are seeking. I just want to hear positive answers and opinions. Okay? What can we do as a collectively whole to stop this atrocity and stop the insanity? Insanity is a person thinking that it's going to be a different outcome when repeatedly doing the exact same thing over and over. What we're looking is for the opposite of that. Okay? If men and women was equal, we would have a problem when it comes to the physical makeup. I said again, we would not have a problem if men and women are created equal in the physical properties. There is an X chromosome and a Y chromosome. Okay? You need so much of this and so much of that to create a whole individual. These are for the people who can articulate a conversation. These are for the people who can understand a conversation and can hold a conversation. We're going to hear that a person did this to me, and this is why I did that. Tit for tat. Well, person who I really don't care about, I'm not just going to do it anyway because I don't care about them. But there's a whole separate entity being now that's here, can no longer act like that. I don't see how hard it is if you can't confect, like really, really communicate properly. Then I don't see how is it that a person needs to ask you 10,001 questions on the basis of if you can't actively communicate and correctly communicate, it should be, hey, dropping child off. This is what they ate for the day. This is what they've been doing throughout the day. After that, that's it. You can call and check up on your kid. You can call and ask about your kid, but it shouldn't be in a harassing manner. It shouldn't be in a sassy manner. It shouldn't be in a derogatory way. It should only be in a quizzical way or concerning way, so let's say. And it doesn't take a lot of profanity. It doesn't take a lot of negativity. It doesn't think that it should be a bird's eye view, meaning looking down upon somebody. Okay? It should not ever be in that light. It should never ever be in that way. And I feel like just going through some things that these fathers have to go through, there's a lot of drama behind the scenes. There's a lot of trauma throughout and behind the scenes. I seen a post a couple of days ago that they say that the strong people are admired by all these people who, and they say, hey, you a strong individual, whether it's a male or female, but they never ask that person, are you okay? Because they look like they're okay, but they're really not okay. A man is not allowed to cry because he looked at it as a punk or like a feminine person. A man is not allowed to unpack his emotions because somebody does something to him or he appears soft. He's always having to be the aggressor or a lion or just a straight assassin when it comes to just keeping his appearance up to par because society won't allow him to be human. Doesn't matter what color he is, he's just a man under the sun. The color is just what makes us separated from different nationalities, different races. It's the exact same thing for females. So all you women and all you feminists out there, before you pass judgment on this video, ask yourself this question. In a true light, I might add. Would you agree or would you not agree that there are some things that a man could not ever put up that a woman puts up with? And could you agree that there's some things that a woman is never ever going to do, let alone accept that a man does that a woman doesn't do? See, I don't come here with high regards of emotions. I'm coming here for high regards of facts. I'm here speaking off the basis of what a person's environment is, what they're subject to have when allowed. Let's just take the normal day-to-day interactions of a man. We have a bunch of men out here, all different types of races and colors, right? Then you have to deal with jobs. And I mean jobs, not careers, jobs. Let's face it, in my culture, which is African American, or what some people say blacks, the person that wanted to do good in school and wanted to learn and do all that stuff was picked upon. So now they become like the rest of people who were slackers or just wasn't good at what they was doing. Not knowing that this pivotal moment in life is going to dictate later in life as an adult. Hinting at the word jobs, not careers. See, the girls, they talk different. Not saying it as an excuse, just giving you what, on a day-to-day basis, what young men and older men have to deal with. Staying on point. Go through school, get to college, And some of the trends and traits has not progressed to be better. It is still the exact same thing. Being picked upon for being smart or wanting to be smart. If he's lucky to make college without an academic scholarship, that means he earned it by his grades. He get out here, hopefully he can finish college because some of them do, some of them don't. Let's be real. You want a man to be strong, you want a man to be concerning, emotionally acceptable, financially providing. And that fifth part is just mainly just minuscule. It's just nothing really. Because it ain't really a fifth thing that they want. But as soon as he shows emotion, he's weak. As soon as a man shows he's crying, he can't help you. And then you off the change to somebody else. So is it a bittersweet twist to an end to where if A and B don't work out, they see their way out. But as they see their way out, they want to go to D to cause destruction to B for being a boyfriend that they thought that they wanted but no longer can be because the C is bitter because whatever didn't work out didn't work out. It just doesn't make any sense at the end of the day is some people grow apart. Some people were never ever supposed to be together, but they tried to force it. It wasn't organically or it wasn't defined by the grace of God, I would say. Because God only puts on you more than what you can. He doesn't put on more to you than what you can handle. People are here for lessons and life experiences. Moments are expected for you to enjoy. Okay? You want the moment to last forever, but it doesn't work that way. People are going to talk shit about you. People are going to talk down about you. Hell, they talked about Jesus Christ and they killed him in this culture of religion. If you're Christianity, by the way, not against anything other nationalities of religion, just prominently talking about this one because that's what's here in America's Christianity is dominantly is pretty much the religion here. But you're allowed to express any other religion because it's part of your First Amendment right. So not to get it confused or twisted, but predominantly here Christianity is the faith here. So if one is sticking upon that aspect of things, then how is it that things are driven by something else? Because if it was Christianity or God-like or Christian-like, we wouldn't be doing none of these atrocities to one another. And if you know Christianity and what God says, don't come talk to me unless you have literally went and talked to the person that you have an issue with. And a lot of us don't do that. Before we talk to the other person, we'll go make a post, a blog, or YouTube content, like I'm doing now. Some people say, well, this person, no, 9 times out of 10, you have a person that can articulate a conversation or has did things, 9 times out of 10, they have came to talk to you. There's no piece of resolution. Just didn't get solved. I'll give you a real example what that is. You have a married man and a married woman, they get divorced, they're in court. You don't hear a married woman come into court saying, hey, I want my love back. I want my heart back. They're asking for money because there was time given and took it for granted. Same thing as men. When they divorce, guess what they got to do to the things that they had in the divorce? It has to get split up evenly. But 9 times out of 10, it doesn't. That's to each his own. Some may agree, some may disagree. But hey, we do know that we all can agree that when you divorce, you do go to court. And you have to be legally separated for a certain long time before they grant your divorce. Now that we can agree on. That's just faction of our law of the land here in the United States of America. Period. Some certain states here in the law of the land of America, some do this, some don't. But predominantly, most of them do. I mean, the states in the United States. See, like I said, I'm not coming here with emotions. I'm coming here with facts. Now, did I promise you this, that we're 20 minutes in from 15 and a half minutes ago? Conversation has been pretty much streamlined down everything that we can unpack on a light note, not in depth, just posing the question if all your loved ones is going through this shit and they doing the right thing, and if and only if they are proven to did everything thus far in the correct way, how do we rectify the situation? How do we make it better? How do we make sure that that loved one gets reimbursed for what was taken from them? You have fathers out here that overpaid in child support. You have fathers out here who's deliberately being kept from their child. You have fathers out here that's being dragged back and forth to court on a monthly basis, causing them to lose the job that they're on if they don't have vacation time or PTO time to take to go to court for sometimes not even get things done that day, but to continue because the court load of other cases has to be heard. Oh yes, there's other cases in that court that gets heard that day. You might have a date to go to court on, but doesn't mean that you're gonna get heard that day. So that's just implemented waste of time. I feel like mediation for me, if two people are coming there to agree on something or try to agree, I'm gonna say this again, that's coming there to try to agree or can agree on something, things shouldn't even go to court. Only time you need to go to court is when you cannot agree on anything. Then in mediation, said mediation in our state, I know you cannot talk about, which is North Carolina. You can't talk about what's said in mediation unless you got to get some type of form or some type of letter that allows the judge to know what was said in mediation. But that is privacy. It's like going to a doctor. Doctor-client privilege. It's confidentiality. That proposes a barrier of things. So if the mother and the father can't work out things, that's the only time they should be in front of a judge. If they cannot work out things. Now, I'm not saying that they don't do this in certain states, but mediation should be the first thing. Like in our state, here in North Carolina, any woman can go here down to the county and say, hey, this father is not doing this and not doing that, and put him on child support, and that's it. Without no facts, without no evidence. The county says if that woman needs services and stuff for the child, she has a right to it. Okay. But 9 times out of 10, she didn't even try to allow the father, or it could be the mother and the father, it could be the flip side. So let me put that out there too. It could be the flip side. Like I tell all young men, when you get a girl pregnant and she tells you she's pregnant, it don't take you 12 months to get your stuff together. It only take you 6 months. That first month, it's gonna be what the hell is going on? Like all right, past that first month. The second month, you're gonna go through some emotions, ups and downs. Third month is the realization that, hey, this is happening. It's really happening. That fourth month, you gotta be putting a plan in together. That means you and her need to be actively communicating about who's gonna do what, how we gonna do this. The fifth month is that you need to be putting that plan into action. The 6th month is when this is the trial. The trial phase is over. We're now going to production. Everything's a go. It only takes you 6 months. Why? Because life doesn't stop because you have a child. Some people believe that it does, but it don't. Gotta have lights, gotta have water, gotta have shelter, gotta have food. Then you have to have a job to make money. You have money to pay bills. Okay? As your child grows, financial responsibility grows. Educational purposes grows. Now let's say your kid likes sports. That's an added expense. Because when I was growing up, The school system paid for everything. But now, in this day and time, to get on a team, you got to pay to get on a team. Meaning that the uniforms you got to pay for, shoes you got to pay for. Oh, that gas on the bus is not sponsored by the county as much as people like to believe. Let me tell you something about fundraisers and booster clubs and stuff like that. Oh, they're making a lot of money because it's one thing about a good home team, a good city school that has that city pride, that put on for their city, as we say in these songs. Oh, they coming out to see them boys play. Girls too. They're gonna support their home team. If that city is what it is, so if you look at the average ticket, it ain't $5 no more. It's almost like $10. And let's say your stadium can hold easily 10,000 people in some of these big schools. Well, that $10 times 10,000 is what? Okay. Security for that day might cost you $1,000. You don't make quadruple that. We're just talking about the ticket sales to get in the shit. We just talking about the ticket sales to get in the place. We're not even talking about the concession stands. Because hey, some people do eat, some people don't eat. 9 times out of the game, you're getting some popcorn, getting some nachos, getting a pizza. You damn sure getting something to drink, whether it's water or soda. And you're gonna sit in that stand and you're gonna support that team. You're gonna cheer, you're gonna boo, you're gonna do everything because you done paid your ticket to get in. Let a person say they can't boo. All right, we're gonna see how that works out. They done paid for their ticket. Now you can't be a heckler. Now you can't be a heckler. You can't get out here and cuss people out and say atrocious things. But you gonna be like boo and all this other stuff. You gonna pay because you gonna pay your ticket to get in. Okay, 10 to get in, 20 for the win. Some people know what that means. Some people don't. But the people who do, thank you. Okay. So let's think about all them students out there that's playing for the pride and the representation because they want to honor their school by out there playing against other schools. That booster club has made just as much as almost I wouldn't say an NBA team, but somewhere probably as a college team. And I'm saying teams, city schools, we're talking about high school. Okay, college level is just a whole different thing. And let's just say these are what some people say when they do the thing, the books at the end. That's what they reported. Think about what they're not reporting. Okay, see, people won't look at the expression to open up to allow themselves to think. They like to go with the flow. They like to be like a school of fish. See, everything looks good as long as people go on with the flow. But if the flow is on some negativity or whatever, why would you go with that flow? Jay-Z told you, be the flow. And I'm only saying that in response of when something's not right, don't mean you got to go along with it. Don't mean you got to support it. See, what happened is in today's society, the basics have been gone. It's long before been overlooked. We don't teach that no more. Have you not asked yourself why there are no more books in America when it comes to schooling? Everything is technology based. See, if you want to know something, go find a book and you can read it and tell you everything you need to know. The average kid can't even read, let alone balance a checkbook or write in cursive. The things that make this country what it is now being watched because too many people are now understanding what the hell has been going on and how the wool has been pulled over their eyes. So it brings us back to the question is, hey, you've seen that your loved one has been getting done in wrong, has been misused. Here in life, you're going to be used. Let's get that out your head. You're going to be used. It's how you use. You don't want to be misused. So people, it's a show called Dream Traps. And the last question that he asked by the host, which is Noriega and DJ FN, is that he asks all the artists, do you want respect or loyalty? What's more is pointing to you. Giving at that artist what they say at that time. Some people choose loyalty, and some people choose respect. But I think 21 Savage, which is a young cat, some people may not agree with this, but hey, he had a good point. He want loyalty over respect. Somebody can respect you and still stab you in your back. See, if you loyalty to me, you don't gotta respect me. But when I go to war, I know I can depend on you. I know you're gonna have me. If another person trying to slide on me or to duck me off, you're gonna be loyal to the cause. You feel what I'm saying? And it's only being used the correct way. Because you got some leaders that go to war over some bullshit or over some words that don't really mean shit. You feel me? Really don't mean nothing. Period, point blank. And if I gotta go to war, I want to go to war on some integrity, what I stand for. My stance is my stance. We're not moving the goalposts left or right, but it gets moved on us fathers here, predominantly of long times. And I feel like, why are not some of these people speaking out? I just want to know, you know, because I know when I go to tell my story, oh yes, there's a book getting ready to be published. Got a podcast coming on the way. Yes, I'm one of the black men that finally went to therapy. I'm now unpacking a lot of things that need to be unpacked. And I'm starting to look at the choices that I made in male friends and female friends, female relationships, family relationships, when it comes to trusting people and who I exercise my time to. I'm now at a point where I'm comfortable in life, and this is going to be one of the grassroots videos that shows everybody the come up of who I am and me really finding out the purpose of why I'm here. I want to give a shout out to the REAP program here in Charlotte, North Carolina, that's run by Henry Rock and Travis Williams. I want to thank those two men because being in that organization has me to be enlightened, has me to see things better. I want to thank Mitch Alexander for being a good teacher and having me to understand what emotional intelligence is. Emotional intelligence has kept me out of more arguments, has kept me out of more of just ignoring bullshit than it ever has been in my adult life. I want to shout out John Alexander of the program, who helped me understand how to really focus on the entrepreneurship things and how to generate different sources of income just by keeping things basic, passive at that. Travis Williams of the mentorship he gave and advice that he gave to me when it comes to entrepreneurship and trying to bring us brothers together and people who has been in the system and cannot get a fair shot and been in the system for so long, when they get out of the system because they have a history or something they did that keeps them from whatever, you know. And Brock Henry, thank you for just allowing me to be in your program and allow me to obtain something that I never would have obtained on my own. And that, sir, and its sentiment, I'm always grateful. I'm forever grateful for that. I really do appreciate that. And the ladies that was in that class was inspiring. The men that was in that class, thank you for the participation and helping me when I needed help on work or having me see things in a different view. And sometimes picking that phone up when I call when we're not even in school to ask for assistance or whatever. That is when you know the importance of your classmates. I'm going to be building a team that's going to be supporting the brand that I have that's coming. All that will be a video reveal. There's going to be a launch date. But this video is posting just what would you do if it was your loved one Because I can tell you right now, at the end of this video, that I have been wrong by the state of North Carolina for over a decade when it comes to my oldest daughter, who is 13 this year. That means she was born in 2009. My youngest son, which is 2, born in 2020. He is 2 this year, 2022. I haven't seen him since January of 2022 this year. Right now in the month of December. Can't go into too much legal things about it on his, but just know I haven't seen him, and it wasn't because it was me, it's because of the mother. It will be a video explaining that situation. But my oldest daughter, yes, I can explain a little bit on that. And I'm gonna wrap this up in 4 minutes. Daughter's born in 2009, been paying child support ever since. Mother has been on disability for the last decade. Has part-time jobs, never full-time job, because that would disrupt the disability. Now, here it is, I have other children as well, but I'm being made to pay more than I'm supposed to be paying, because there is what you call a guideline, A, B, and C. I'm on spreadsheet A. Not going to go into detail. Y'all can Google that later. But by that sense of speaking, I was supposed to be paying what I was supposed to be paying. I asked back in 2012, but if I asked for it on the wrong sheet or the wrong motion, the court system knew that I was seeking split custody, which is spreadsheet B. Overlooked that for over a decade. I wasn't able to get help until 2018 when I filed the motion for split custody. That split custody didn't get heard until 3 years later, into 2021. Didn't get heard to 2021. I filed in May of 2018, didn't get heard for temporary until March of 21. I got a finalized order in October of 21. Since then, the mother has lied through text, has lied through email. My relationship with my daughter has been stagnant. Haven't got to see my daughter on a handful of times since she was born in 2009. The mother moved, didn't tell me where she moved, and it took me a year to find out where she was after I filed the papers in 2018. She told me she thought she was going to Florida, didn't want to go to Florida. She moved to Hickory, North Carolina. Hence why it took so long to get her the papers. Then guess what? I don't get her until 2021. Now I can't tell you word for word, but there's a big video of how much y'all overpaid. Keep in mind, you can't claim a child on tax and income unless that child lived with you, and my child didn't live with me. Not because I didn't want to, because she wouldn't allow me to get my child. So think about it. Since 2009, I never claimed my daughter on taxes. She did 1 or 2 years, and after that, she couldn't. So who's been claiming my daughter? If not, why couldn't I claim her? Because there wasn't no custody thing involved. So with that being said, there's a lot of fraud going on. There's a lot. And I can tell you this right here. I already reached out to my senator, and which they referred me back over here to the state, but I already reached out to the attorney general. And what they're doing is they're going into a lot of shit, and they're going to be asking this county a bunch of questions. Going to be asking them caseworkers a bunch of questions. And then eventually all this shit's going to come out. Now, I'm not here to diss nobody over at the counties, because it ain't always some bad caseworkers. Let's get that straight. But then you got some caseworkers that go above and beyond the call of duty and take things in their own hand, and it messes up for the organization. So I will say this to all you good caseworkers, you all good team leads over there, you all good supervisors, keep doing a good job. But you didn't weed out your bad apples out the bunch, because they tell you don't let one bad apple spoil the bunch. You get what I'm saying? But as further ado, as we wrap it up, all comments, opinions are greatly appreciated. And thank you for your time and your views of service. Thank you.